Okay, so this is Marvel Spider-Man Remastered by Insomniacgames. This game was actually released in 2018, so it's almost approximately 7 years since the game came out. And this is the remastered version, which was released in, I believe, 2020. So as you can see, I've completed 100% of the game, and I just want to go through this game by rating all of the suits unlocked. Now, before a huge disclaimer, these are just my opinion. The way I play this game, the way I think people should play is, people should play as it is their version of their character, right? They play as they think the version of the character plays. Everyone has just different play styles. Everyone likes different costumes. So this is my take. If you have a different opinion, that is completely fine. And I really want to know other people's opinion. I've watched so many videos on this, so I just thought I'll make one of my own. That's it. And this is in no particular order. I'm just gonna go to the suit screen and just start discussing and rating them one by one. Okay, so let's start with the advanced suit. This suit is an original suit created by the Insomniac team for this game. This is their version of their Spider-Man. This is their version of Spider-Man. And for me, this is the best suit in the game. 10 out of 10. I know we're starting off with a banger, but this is my favorite suit. And let me tell you the reason why. As I said before, when I play a game, I'm not sure if other people do it. When I play a game, I imagine myself being the character. And for every other suit, Peter Parker has donned it in at least some other fashion, like in some other comic or some other media. At least most of the suits. There are some original suits as well. But in this story, he creates this suit on his own. So there's actually a cinematic where he creates this suit and he swings with the suit. So in my head, I'm like, you know what? I'm Peter Parker and I've created this suit and this is my version of this suit. So I love it. I really do. And I have watched the making of Spider-Man. So what I like to do is I like to watch the making of games, dev diaries, I think it's called. So I've seen the making of this game so many times, and in which I think I'm really not good with names. So I think Brian Intihar and other costume designers or game designers were discussing the suit, and they were saying that, you know what, we wanted to make this suit as practical as possible. And one of the things they did was they made sure to add different layers to this suit. Like every layer has a different purpose in this game, in this suit. The blue layer is supposed to be the flexible one, so which gives him the greatest mobility of all. The red parts are a little bit padded. Like for example, if you see his chest area, his hands, and especially his thighs. So this part is actually where he might scrape through a building while swinging. So it's a little bit padded. I kind of like that. And also, this is not just a skin tight, like it's not a design on the suit. There's actually an additional layer on the suit. Like if you zoom in, you can see the part where there's an additional layer added on top of it. You can see, like if you see this part on here, this part, you can see it's a little bit thicker than the other parts. It feels like an additional layer, so that's pretty cool. And the white part is supposed to be similar to like carbon fiber, and this is where it gives them the most protection. I kind of like a little bit of detail is that Batman does the same thing. Like you would think the chest emblem is the weakest part in the armor, but for him, for Spider-Man and Batman coincidentally, it is actually one of the strongest part. So they kind of highlight it properly to trick enemies into attacking there. And as you can see, he has white around his forearms so that he can block properly, a little bit around his foot. And yeah. So this is my favorite iteration of any Spider-Man suit to ever come until now. I like it even more than the Advanced Suit 2.0. This is my favorite suit of all time for a Spider-Man game until now. Who knows, maybe in Spider-Man 3 we're gonna get a completely different suit, and obviously we will get a completely different suit, and I like it even more than this one. I just love the colors, and some people might say yes, it's a bit of a orange, reddish orange color instead of being a red, and the blue is a bit too dull. Yeah, they're absolutely right, but I think that's what makes the white spider stand out a little bit more. For me, this is the best suit overall. So let's go to the next suit. So for this, the damaged suit and the repaired suit, they're basically both the same suit. One has the more damaged version and the clean version. Let's go with the damaged version first. So this is an older game, so they didn't have a damage mechanic like in the latest Spider-Man 2 game. Every suit has a damaged version. Like the lesser your health gets, the more damage your suit gets. But in this, it wasn't that. Yeah, so this is the suit which you get after you fight with Kingpin in the very first mission. So my thoughts, whatever I'm gonna say to this suit, will still apply to the repaired suit because they both have the same design. It's just a battle damaged version, if you will. So yeah, this is a classic Spider-Man suit. The blue is, I love the blue. The red is good, and the classic Spider-Man logo, the long red boots. It's just iconically Spider-Man. There's nothing bad to say about this suit. It's just classic. It's just a classic design. They didn't go too crazy on this suit because it's a classic Spider-Man design, and this was their first forte into Spider-Man. So they wanted to make a suit which was familiar to everyone. So I think they did a really good thing not to over design the suit with some crazy lines and everything like they did in the next game. So yeah, 9 out of 10. The reason I give it 9 is because I wish the damaged version also showed his face. Now I know there wasn't any scenes where his mask gets damaged in the game, but I just wish we had it. It would have just been fun. But still, 9 out of 10. So coming to the next suit, the classic suit repaired. This is just a pristine version of the suit. It doesn't get damaged no matter what happens, like every other suit in the game. As I said before, this is just a classic iteration of the suit. I'd have to give it 9. I'll give it a 9. Not 10. It's not perfect yet. And the reason for that is look at this. Here, let me just, I feel like the blue could have been a little bit more bluer because the red is really bright, and I feel like the blue could have been a little bit brighter too. Or you could make an argument saying that, okay, yeah, the reason the blue is a bit darker so that the red can be a little bit brighter. I don't know, I wish they had gone with the sky blue color. But you know what? This is still a really good suit. Like when I first played this game during that first swing, I didn't look at the suit and like, oh no, the blue could have been a little bit more brighter. No, I didn't do that. And I just thought this was a really cool. So this suit really immersed me in the game, as did for every other people. Until they unlocked their first costume and they were like, okay, I'm probably not gonna play with this. Or you know what? Maybe I'm wrong. Some people did play with it. This is such an iconic Spider-Man suit, and it always will be. So coming to the next suit, this is the noir suit. Um, so I think I may be misremembering things as I get older, but I think this was the same suit worn by Peter Parker in Spider-Man Shattered Dimensions. Now, if you haven't played Shattered Dimensions, it's a game where it's a pretty awesome game. It's a linear game. It's not an open world game, unfortunately, but you play as different versions of Spider-Man. So I think this suit comes from that because I remember in my memory the suit being looking like this, and also in one of the Ultimate Spider-Man episodes, you see Peter Parker going here and he uses a gun. This is more like 1920s, 1930s version of the character, I believe. It's much more darker. It is kind of like a Gotham's version of Spider-Man. Yeah, it is exactly that. It is a Gotham's version of Spider-Man. He's a bit darker. He doesn't quip that much. He's a bit serious. So coming to the suit, it's just a fully black leather suit with pants. It's a bit more. It's a mix between fashion and tacticality. But I don't know. This is not a suit I would probably use because it just doesn't make me feel like Spider-Man. It makes me feel like a secret agent, which is not bad at all. But when I'm playing a Spider-Man game, I would like to feel like I'm playing a Spider-Man game. I would like to feel like Spider-Man. And I don't think Spider-Man. Okay, Spider-Man does wear it in the comics, but in the regular 616 version at least, or in the regular game version, I don't think it fits the game that well. Now, if you like the suit, well, that's awesome for you. You can play with it. Don't let my opinion of one guy stop you from liking your suit. As I said before, this is just my opinion. Now, I like the gun, but just like in Arkham Knight with the Thomas Wayne suit, you can't use the gun for anything. I wish you could use the gun for a web shooter or something, but it is what it is. So I'll give the suit a 7 out of 10. Yeah. So let's go to the next suit. Scarlet Spider suit. So this was actually this suit I unlocked. First suit I unlocked. I mean, obviously you get the advanced suit, but you get that through the story progression. And this I got through by completing the challenges. So I played with this a lot. And this is, so for those of you who don't know, this is actually Ben Reilly. So Ben Reilly was supposed to be a clone of Spider-Man. He was introduced in Clone Wars. That's a completely different era of comics. I'm not much fan of the Clone Saga because Spider-Man leaves thinking that he's actually the clone, and later he finds out that no, he was actually the real one. It's a bit of a confusing story. I'm not the biggest fan of the comics, but the suit, this suit is it just works, man. Like you would think that like it doesn't have any web pattern at all. It just has a off-axis Spider-Man logo. Like if you discuss about it, a Spider-Man suit with no web pattern, an off-axis Spider-Man logo, and web cartridges where you can see it in his arms. It shouldn't work. He's just wearing a sleeveless hoodie. Technically, it shouldn't work, but it does. I don't know why, but it just does. I played a lot with this. I think it's the eyes. For me, the eyes are just perfect, man. They're the perfect mix of angular and they're the right amount of size. They kind of go into the territory of Todd McFarlane. I just like this suit a lot. I'm not a big fan of those bulky belt, at least from the front view. I know this might be comic accurate, but the gauntlets, yeah, I like it. I wish they would add a little bit more detail. I know most of these things I'm saying are just nitpicks, but the more web shooters, like for example, if you use the web shooters, when you empty your web shooters, I wish he would just take out a cartridge and fill it, or something along that lines. I know that's a bit too much, and I'm just probably nitpicking, but I wish they did. This is still an amazing suit, and the suit power which comes with it is actually pretty interesting. So the suit power which comes here is duplicate, or I think it's called, you can create clones of yourself, holographic clones, which is perfect for this suit because this was actually used in Clone Wars. I love the eyes, I love the shade of blue in this. I wish they used this shade of blue for the classic suit, but this suit just works. I'm gonna give it an 8 out of 10. It's not a 10. It's not a 10. It's a solid 8. It's really good, and I played a lot with this suit. Okay, so now we're going into this suit, Spider-Man Mark II suit. Is it Mark II? Yeah. So I'm just gonna say it. I'm not a big fan of this suit at all. I like the black and gold color, but it is just the face plate or the face mask. I don't know. It's not that expressive. He just looks like an android version of Spider-Man. And there's also another black and yellow suit, black, yellow / gold suit in this game, which completely overshadows this suit. It's cool design for people who like it, and the front emblem kind of looks like, you know what this reminds me of? This actually reminds me of 2099 version of Spider-Man, but with gold accents. Yeah, because his eyes might be a little different, but this suit is just not for me. For people who love it, go you, but I don't know, this is just not for me. I would give it a 5 out of 10. So this is actually the Secret War suit, or what I like to call it is Miles Morales suit, because this actually makes you look like Miles Morales. He has that red and black. He has the black suit with the red web patterns. I'm not so a fan of the blue thing, but if you're role playing as, because this is a game where you can't play as Miles, so if you're actually role playing as Miles in this suit, it's actually perfect because the blue part of the suit can actually be his lightning powers. So what I'm saying is Miles Morales has basic black suit with the red web pattern, and he has blue electric powers, right? So the blue spider can actually represent his electrical powers. So in a way, if you're actually role playing as Miles Morales, this is perfect for you. I've actually played a little bit, but I have to admit, I like Peter Parker a little bit more than Miles, because this is the character I grew up with. Like when I was first starting to learn about Spider-Man, Miles Morales was I don't think he was even introduced in the comics yet. So yeah, this is a perfect Miles Morales suit for Peter Parker. And I would give this thing and also an 8. But this is not for me. I like the suit design and what it represents. But I know this is a Secret War suit. I haven't read the Secret War comics, so I have no idea what it is about. But in my head canon, this is a Miles Morales suit. And if I look at it as a Miles Morales suit, this is a pretty good suit, as I said before. The blue represents the lightning, and he has all that black suit with the red web pattern. So solid 8 out of 10. The colors don't mix for me, but it's a good design. It's an 8 out of 10. And the thing I do not like about this suit is, the reason I give it 8 is because there's no web pattern on the chest, like at all. I wish there were at least some web patterns to make it a little bit more, what is that word? Consistent. Yes, I wish there was a little bit of web pattern at least until his chest or his pecs, at least something, but there's nothing here. So I think for that, I think I'll have to deduct some points. I like the web pattern also, but since there's no web pattern on the chest, it feels a little bit weird for me. So an 8 out of 10. So going to the next suit, we have Stark suit. So for those of you who don't know, this is this first suit, not the first suit. Yeah, this is the introduction suit for Tom Holland's Spider-Man in Avengers Civil War. Is it Avengers Civil War? No, sorry. It is Captain America Civil War. Why did I call it Avengers Civil War? Well, technically it can be because Avengers have a civil war, but it's called Captain America Civil War. So when I first saw Tom Holland, I thought he was a bit more. I have nothing against Tom Holland. I love his movies because he brought back Tobey and Andrew. No Way Home is by far the most interesting Spider-Man story ever. It's a little bit predictable. Sometimes it doesn't make sense, but it's just the way they introduced Spider-Man in this universe is pretty interesting. Like normally we see Spider-Man as a solo guy, right? He has to do everything on his own. So it's nice that they revamped the formula a little bit and made him have a mentor in Tony Stark. So this is pretty. It's almost been 10 years since he came out. Wow. It just feels like yesterday I was watching Civil War. So this suit design is actually a decade old. And I must say, for the first suit designed by Stark, it's good, but I feel like it's a little bit over designed. I don't see a reason to have those black lines in the blue section of the suit. It doesn't bother me too much, and there's unnecessary sections of black, which you can make an argument that they improve the flexibility because they are present where the joints are, but they're not present in the blue part. But this is an introduction suit. This is a reimagining of a classic Spider-Man suit for the MCU. And the web pattern, I think, is a little too big for me. I wish it was a little bit more packed together. I like the spider symbol a lot. I like the spider symbol a lot. And coming to the eyes, it fits Tom Holland version of Spider-Man. For his face shape, I think this suit fits. You can see a little bit of the suit pocket details. What are those? Web cartridges, I think. And the web shooters design is, you can see the web shooters. I'd give this an 8 out of 10. It's not a bad suit. This is what introduced Tom Holland to the MCU. So, and the 8 out of 10 is, I'm deducting points just for the web pattern. Actually, you know what? I'm sorry, it's not an 8 out of 10. It's a 9 out of 10. Not an 8 out of 10. This is definitely a 9 out of 10 suit. To be fair, I never swung too much with this suit because from a distance, it's just too similar to the normal Spider-Man suit. So I don't see a reason to wear it unless I see it in cutscenes. So coming to the next suit, negative suit. Now this is such a missed opportunity for Insomniac game. They could have made this suit. Oh, why isn't there any reflection on here? Oh, there's a reflection, sorry. So they could have made this suit a part of Mr. Negative's boss fight, but they didn't. Why? They could have done it in such a way that Mr. Negative would give Peter this suit, or something happens and Peter somehow gets a little bit of powers of Mr. Negative, at least temporarily, at least in a suit, or something that alters his suit design, or something that he creates using a little piece he found on the crime scene just to combat just to neutralize Mr. Negative's power. But no, and they don't do any of those things, which is unfortunate. But you can actually wear this during the Mr. Negatified to feel like you created this suit to have an edge over him. And look, this suit actually glows. I mean, come on. So this is basically the Advanced Suit 1.0 in just the negative design. It's I don't know. I like it and I hate it at the same time. It's like I really like this, but I would probably never use it. It looks really, really good up close, man. It does, but the thing is that the spider logo kind of disappears. It looks good. It looks amazing from the back. It looks good from the front either too. But the fact that it doesn't have a story implication, it's just criminal. I don't know why they didn't do it. I wish they could just segment the like where one of the two legs go into the white portion of the suit. I wish they would make it black. Yes, it is black. And for the part of the spider emblem which is on the black part of the suit, I wish they would make it some different color so that we could actually see the emblem. This is such a cool suit to have, but it glows. It could have been perfect for this. I wish they found some way to introduce it, but I understand they wanted to leave out Mr. Negative's power for later uses, which actually worked out because that's how we got the anti-venom suit. I would have to give this suit a 7 out of 10 because it doesn't have. It could have been so much more. It could have been so much more, but unfortunately, it wasn't. And also, this is just a redesign of the advanced suit. That's it. So a 7 out of 10. And for the next part, we have electrically insulated suit. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. When I first unlocked the suit, I I actually liked because okay, so if you actually what do you call saw the making of the game, they were designing Peter Parker's physique, and they were like, okay, we tried making him a little bit too bulky, but it didn't suit him. We tried making him look a little bit too lean, but he was looking too scrawny. So they focused a little bit. So they focused on an athletic build. But if you watch the 1990s Spider-Man the animated series, in that Peter Parker was bulky. He was not scrawny. He was not skinny. I think he had this kind of physique. So this actually reminds me of the Spider-Man animated series, because this is kind of that a little bit of bulky figure which he has. And I know in that series he doesn't actually use this suit, but in my head canon, okay, this is the Spider-Man from the animated series, and because the bulkiness fits him perfectly. So coming to the suit, it's a really cool design, and I think it fits in the universe a lot better. I like the blue suit. Normally, the inverted Spider-Man colors, where the red is blue and the blue is red, I don't usually like it. For the example, the Amazing Man Spider or Spider. So there was some suit which the inverted colors, but this, I don't know if it's the sheet of blue they used. I like this a lot. And that spider logo, it kind of a mix between electrical coils and spider symbol, the different layers to the suit. Let me get a closer look. So, different layers, there's different panels to the suit. Come on, the eyes, the Todd McFarlane, like any suit which has the big Todd McFarlane eyes, I just love the suit. I wish they had this in Spider-Man 2 as well. So, as I said before, you don't actually This is also a missed opportunity because we have Electro in this game, but unfortunately, you don't fight him. He doesn't create a suit using this game. In this game to fight him. But just like the other suit, you can actually role play him as this in one of the lightning missions, or you can in the fight with Electro. So yeah, this suit is a solid 9 out of 10. The reason I'm deducting is I know there's no web pattern, but I still giving this suit a 9. It's my I know it's inconsistent giving this suit a 9, but it's just for the colors of the suit. It's different. It's a completely it looks complete, like if you look it from a distance, this is not like a regular Spider-Man design. So you can instantly tell like what suit it is. And I love the colors. It's a mix between, I would say, Spider-Man 2099 suit and some classic design. Yeah. So I give this suit a 9 because I like the colors a lot. So, coming to the next version of the suit. Spider Armor Mark III. Okay, so I haven't read the comics too much, but this is the suit I would use if I want to progress through the if I want to make me if like imagine this like in one of the comics Peter actually builds his own business called Parker Industries. So you can actually if you actually use like Mark 1, Mark 2, Mark 3, you can actually use it as an iteration of how Peter builds his suit, just like Tony builds his suit. So if you can actually imagine yourself as being the secret leader of a secret Parker Industries and you're creating the suit in secret, yeah, you can totally imagine that. And I must say, this suit is amazing. I love how many layers they have to the suit. I love the bolts. I love the spider design, which just mixes into the suit here. And yeah, I wish the eyes were a little bit bigger, but you know what? I really don't care because it looks so good. Normally, I'm not a fan where there's a separation between the mask and the neck pieces of Spider-Man suit. I don't know, but this somehow works. He has that angry, menacing look. Like if this guy would come towards you during your criminal activities, I would definitely be freaked out of my mind. For me, this is also a 10 out of 10 suit. So this is also a 10 out of 10 suit for me. It just works. The gray, the black, the red, the glowing blue eyes, it just works. Oh, and look at this. You can see a little bit of pattern on the suit. A little bit of flash to give him a more momentum. The suit design still gives him flexibility, but still adds protection. This suit is just perfect for me. 10 out of 10. Okay, stealth suit. This suit is one of my top 5 favorite suit. And let me tell you the reason why. And the reason is not because of Spider-Man. I know it's a weird thing. Like I like this suit because it's not because it's completely unrelated to Spider-Man. Okay, at least some part of it. The reasoning is so as you know, we don't actually have a black suit or a Venom suit. We do have black themed suits, but we don't have the iconic black suit. So for me, there are two versions of this in my headcanon. One, this is more like the techno version of Venom. It's like a techno organic version of Venom. So that is one version in my head. And the second version is a lot more cooler. And the second version is now I've the one of the other series which I like is Ben 10. So if Ben 10 had like so technically Spider-Man is a mutant, right? So what if Ben 10's Omnitrix this scans Peter Parker and decides him to be a different species because technically he's a crossbreed between a spider and a human. So he transforms into Spider-Man, and this is Ben 10's version of Spider-Man with his glowing green eyes, and you can perfectly fit the Omnitrix symbol in the center, and it would just look perfect. It would seriously look like a Ben 10 suit. And the other thing which you can do is imagine there's a crossover between Ben 10 and Spider-Man. Now, Spider-Man is wearing his regular suit with his gadgets. He fights off a villain. It doesn't work, and then Ben 10 comes. So just like in Generator, like Ben 10 and Generator Rex Heroes United, he just merges with Peter Parker and gives him this super cool suit on top of him. I know that would probably never happen, but it's my headcanon. It's just so fun to think about all of these things. So yeah, I also give the suit a 10 out of 10. It looks amazing in daytime. It looks phenomenal in night as well. So a 10 out of 10. So the next is Fear itself suit. I have to say I'm not a big fan. I like the color scheme of black and blue, but it's just not done too well, especially in the back. The two lines coming together from his hips to his knees. I don't know, there's something off about them. The gauntlets feel a bit too big. It's like a Tron version of Spider-Man. Some people might like it, but it's just not for me. I've never played once with this suit. I just swung probably like few seconds with this suit and I'm like, I don't know, it just doesn't click with me. It just doesn't. It's a little bit too overly done. I'm not familiar with the comics of this suit. Maybe it looks exactly how it did in the comics, but I'm not a fan of this suit. It's too much for me. It's just too much for me. 5 out of 10. But if you love this suit, go ahead. You can play it as much as you want. And this is the wrestler suit. So I think this is the one which Peter Parker wears in. This is from the Tobey Maguire version of Spider-Man, I think. Maybe from the comics as well. I'm not sure. Maybe the comics used it or not. But for me, this is the suit Tobey wears in his first Spider-Man movie, where he has to get the money for where he just tries to earn some money with his spider powers. It's an iconic suit from an iconic movie, yes, but the man spider suit, it's just simple. It's nothing. It's nothing too crazy going on. It's just not. It's an iconic suit in terms of the story, but it's not iconic in terms of design. I don't hate the design. I don't love it either. It's a cool suit, but I probably wouldn't use it. I give it a 7 out of 10. Now I understand this is an iconic suit. Most people would love this suit, but I don't hate the suit. When I first saw it in the movie, I thought it was pretty cool because this looks like a suit I can actually build. So I like the idea of it, but I probably wouldn't use this in this game. When I played the Spider-Man 2002 game, I actually played with this suit. It's fun because in the first 2 missions, I guess it's fun. But in this Spider-Man game, there are a lot of other suits I can use. So a 7 out of 10. Okay, Spider-Punk suit. Okay, I'm not familiar with this comics, but you know what this reminds me of? So this game was actually this game is obviously called Marvel Spider-Man, but it's actually developed by Insomniac Studios. For people who don't know Insomniac, they are the guys who made Ratchet and Clank series, and they also made another game which I think it's a prequel to this game. Yes, in spiritual prequel, it's not a story prequel, which is Sunset Overdrive. Now you can see a lot of similarities between Sunset Overdrive and Spider-Man. I think that's where they experience kind of came in, helped a lot. And weirdly enough, it was actually a Microsoft exclusive, Xbox exclusive. You can only play that game on an Xbox and on Microsoft Windows and Steam, obviously. So this kind of looks like that. Reminds me of the Insomniac's Sunset Overdrive. So coming back to okay, that's enough of the information. This suit looks it's cool, but the only thing I don't like is the spikes on the head. It's I like the jacket. I even think that the stickers are look at this, a little Spider-Man sticker. A cool addition. I like the silver bling belt. It kind of looks like a punk rock star, but it's just that hairpiece, man. I don't know. I cannot get over that hairpiece. I cannot. I like everything else about this suit except for that hairstyle, for that spikes on the head. I don't know. I just don't like it. I would give the suit an 8. I love the design. It's different. It's bold. It's like a rock star version of Spider-Man, because Peter Parker is usually a shy version, and I don't think Spider-Man can sing. At least I've never seen him sing. So him being a rock star, I know this. He was actually a rock star. This is actually a Spider-Punk from the comics, but in my head, he's a rock star. I would give this a suit an 8 because it's just the spikes are a little bit too distracting for me. So the next, okay, this is Spirit Spider. Okay, there's no hiding it. This is just Ghost Rider. This is Ghost Rider. This is Ghost Rider with Spider-Man powers, and I think this was the base of the comics as well. I like how the heat from the flaming head kind of distorts the image behind it. Like if you look at the window behind his head, it kind of distorts. That's an amazing attention to detail. I like the spider emblem. I like the creepy white and the grayish blue color he has. I like the helmet, but it's like I said, it's just not. It's not a Spider-Man suit. It's a really cool suit. I like the glowing blue flame thing on his head, but it's not a Spider-Man suit for me, because you just lose the. It's kind of hard to imagine a skeleton quipping, at least for me. I love the spider symbol though. I love it. It's a really creepy design. I have to give this suit an 8 out of 10. The only 2 points I'm deducting it is because of the head. I know that is the whole point of the Spirit Spider, but for me, it's not something. I would probably swing in this suit a lot, but I would never play this during any missions where there are cutscenes. It's just too distracting for me. Can you see the flames in the mirror? Oh, you can't see the flames in the mirror. I wish you could. But I understand that it'll be too much of a processing power. So, okay. Mark 4 suit, Spider Armor Mark 4. Okay, I must say, this looks pretty really good. So this is the sleekest metal armor suit that Spider-Man has. And I love the green glowing logo. It's just a shiny metallic color. You can see it's completely made of some kind of metal thing. It looks like an aluminum foil type of shine. The sheen is really good. That I like the reflectivity. I like it's like a reiteration of the classic Spider-Man suit, with the differences being the boots on his hand on his legs are a bit longer on one side. You can clearly see the inspiration a little bit from the Spider-Man series. Sorry, from the Iron Man series. Okay, let's take a closer look. I love the menacing spider logo. It kind of looks like a iteration of Stark suit with much more advanced tech. I'm not sure what the material is in the story. I guess it still looks a little bit clothy, but still has a metallic thing to it. I'm not sure what the material they used in the comics, but man, I gotta say, the glowing green eyes. Green is actually one of my favorite colors, and I think you would think that mixing red, black, blue, and green wouldn't work properly, but the way they used the green color and this was just to give him that little bit of oomph. It's really good. My only gripe with the suit is I wish they used that green glowing on the back of his suit as well, but they don't. Wow, see, look at the reflectivity on the red part of the suit. Yeah, I wish they had a little bit of green on the back side as well. This suit is really fun to swing around at night because uh, it 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 reflects some of the. It looks amazing at nighttime because it reflects off most of the lights, and the green color just looks amazing from the front. Like what I do is I do this, and then I just try to get a view of his front side. I wish there was a logo on the back as well, man. I wish there was. 9 out of 10 for me. And velocity suit. So this is also one of the original suits made by Insomniac for this game. So they actually made a comic for this as well, in which he fights some villain where he realizes that he's not fast enough, so he creates this suit which gives him more speed, but then he abandons that suit or something happens, but he doesn't use the suit. I haven't read that comic yet, but I like the design. This bulky nature kind of reminds me of, as I said, the Spider-Man the animated series from 1995, I guess. It's such a techno design with the blue glowing spider logo. It's cool, and it's also one of my top 5 suits. I have no complaints other than that the eyes. If I had to nitpick, I wish the eyes were glowing too. And it has that soft glow, which it's not too distracting either in the morning or night. So yeah, I wish the eyes were a little bit more brighter, but I still give the suit a 9. I've roamed around a lot with this suit, especially with that suit power, because it just gives you a blue light uh, aura around you. It's like this. So let me show you. It's like having a Dragon Ball Z character aura. So let me show you. So where is the yeah? So imagine if you're a Dragon Ball character and so yeah, it's like you're basically using aura from Spider-Man, sorry, from Dragon Ball Z, just emitting aura on your own. I think it makes the suit go a little bit more faster as well, maybe a few percent faster. Yeah, this is actually my top 5 favorite suits. 9 out of 10. If only the eyes were a little bit more glowing, because I feel it should have been, because if you have a techno design, I think the eye should glow. Iron Spider suit. So this is the MCU version of Iron Spider, created by Tony Stark for uh, Peter Parker. You see it at the end of the Homecoming and in Avengers Endgame. To be fair, I'm not that fan of the suit either in the comic or either in the movies or this, because I think the material which they used is just, it kind of blends both the red and blue together, and you can only see it properly in shaded regions, and still it doesn't. There's no. I feel like there's no contrast between the two colors. Uh, in some lighting condition, it just melts together. It is kind of hard to distinguish. You know what? Because I feel like the entire suit is made of the same material, same textures, and same reflectivity. I think that is the problem. If they use a little bit more separation, I think the suit would stand out. I'm not a fan of this suit. I know this was introduced in MCU, but I'm much more fan of the classic Iron Spider suit. For me, this is, yeah, Endgame is there, so I'll give the suit a 7. I've never swung with this suit, unfortunately. I wish I tried to like this suit as I tried to like every other suit, but it just doesn't work for me. I don't know. I'll give the suit a 7. Still a cool suit though. The eyes glow, but I don't know. It's not for me. The colors and the texture of the suit is not for me. It's a 7 out of 10 for me. Okay, Spider-Man 2099. So when I first heard about Spider-Man 2099, I think his, okay, I forgot his name. I forgot the name of the Spider-Man who plays in this. Okay, maybe I'll remember it in like a few seconds. Okay, hold on. Let me just look it up. So, who is the Spider-Man? Miguel O'Hara. You know what? I was just about to search it, but then I just popped up in my head. It is Miguel O'Hara. So this version of the suit actually comes comes back in the Spider-Man 2 game, and I must say, I like this version of the suit a little bit more better. And let me tell you why. It has nothing to do with the suit itself. It's just to do with the graphic quality of the suit. And it's because the more realistic graphics you have, the harder it is to nail the comic book aesthetic. So this game, it looks really. It doesn't art style of the game, bringing in the comic iterations to life is fits a lot more better than the hyper realistic version of Spider-Man in Spider-Man 2. I really liked Spider-Man 2's design when I first saw it. It's supposed to be, I think, a mixture of black and blue, but that's because that's how comics were designed, to have that black shading in between to give them a little bit more depth and oomph. The only complaint I have with this, I wish there was something on the back as well. Like, yeah, there is a little bit of a different shade of blue on the back, but I can't detect points for it because when I first saw it in some a toy stores, I think, this action figure, and I was like, God, that's so cool. It's so edgy with the fangs and everything, with the Batman style arm things on his hand. I don't know what they're called. And the skullish spider look. I just thought it was so edgy, so cool, and the different shades of blue for his suit and hands, and a little bit of gray on his backside. It's perfect for me. It's 10 out of 10. It's a 10 out of 10 suit. Even though I said this, I wish the back of the suit had a little bit more detail, but it's a 10 out of 10 just for the shock factor I had when I was a kid when I first saw it in the toy store. 10 out of 10. Now all we have to do is wait for the Spiderverse game and the next Spider-Man 3. So this is the Homecoming suit. So this suit is what the wrestler suit is to Tobey Maguire. Yeah, that's it. This is what the wrestler suit is for Tobey Maguire. This is the suit where when Tony Stark comes to meet Peter Parker in his house and he shows him the video of him catching a car or a truck or a bus. I think it was a bus. So yeah, I like the blue, I like the red. I'm not a big fan of the goggles. I understand this was a homemade suit, so he used whatever parts he could find to make this suit. It's perfectly fine for that. But in this game, there, I did swing around with the suit. I do swing around this with the suit sometimes because it's just that simplistic suit. Anyone can make it vibe. 8 out of 10. Because the only reason it gets an 8 out of 10 is because there are a lot of other suits which I can use. That's the only reason I have. I'm giving it an 8 out of 10. Okay. So, uh, when I when so as I said before, I think I said it in one of my previous videos. I didn't have a PlayStation back then when this game first came out, but my procrastination paid off because Spider-Man Remastered came for the PS5. So when I 100%, so when I was first watching, so since I didn't have the game, I would watch tons of tips and tricks videos, some tons of Spider-Man videos because I was just so in love with this game. Even though I didn't play it, I just liked the game so much because I really wanted to play a Spider-Man game. So when I heard stories about this is the suit when you get 100 when you complete 100% of Spider-Man, I thought, what? It has to be the YouTuber is trolling, right? There's no way that Insomniac would or Marvel would allow something like this, but but it fits perfectly because Peter is such a funny guy. I think this captures perfectly, and you can actually see where, when you fight the after the fight with Kingpin, Peter Parker says, "I have to fix my suit because I don't want people to look at my 3 chest hairs." So if you look closely, I supposed to have, yeah, you can see 3 chest hairs. I think they're chest hairs. I think I'm a little sitting a little bit far from a monitor, but they are looking like chest hairs though. God, you know what? I probably shouldn't be looking at them so closely. It could be taken so out of context. Uh, I don't know. It's funny. It's stupid. Doesn't make sense. But I've seen a lot of memes making this suit. It's like when in the introduction scene of Spider-Man where you jump out of the window. I've seen few people make use this suit to come out of the window and adding a line that sneaking out because MJ's father has entered the room, so he just enters while when he wakes up. I don't know. It's just funny. I'd give the suit a 6 because I don't ever see myself using it in any other thing other than the uh, for the comedic effect. And the suit power is pretty OP too. You can just beat anyone with one hit, but you also get beaten in one hit. Okay, the last stand suit. I'm not that. I have no idea what this comic is about. But this looks like a civilian version of Spider-Man. This also comes under the category of suits which any regular person could create with minimal effort. So yeah, for that I have to give it points and uh, to be fair, I don't see anything wrong with this suit. It's a civilian for me. This is a civilian version of Spider-Man. I don't know anything about the comics, so I'm just basing it on the looks and the name. Uh, I like the color scheme. I like the color scheme kind of reminds me of Web of Shadows. The mask is good. The color of the mask doesn't is a little bit different from the suit. Maybe it's the lighting. I don't know, playing tricks on my mind. But you know what? Um, uh, I don't know. I don't find anything wrong with this suit. I give this suit uh you know what? There's a little thing which I do not. Yeah, it's the mask. I think the mask looks at different colors from some angles, Maybe the material is not the same. I get it because that's a leather jacket and it's a this, but you know what? I can actually see myself wearing this suit. I've actually used the suit in some cutscenes as well. It's not my favorite suit, but it just fits in this game. It just fits in this game. It's a 9 out of 10 only because of how less frequently I use it compared to other suits. That's the only reason of I give it 9 out of 10. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna give this 10 out of 10 because this suit has nothing wrong with it. It's really good. It's cool. Okay, vintage comic book suit. So this is what I was saying when I said that I wish the Spider-Man had a little bit more vibrant blue color. The cell-shaded comic book Spider-Man. Uh, you know what? Weirdly enough, this suit actually makes the entire city look more hyper realistic. I love this suit. If it weren't for it, I wouldn't actually use it in story mode because it'll be a little bit too distracting. But I can imagine a scenario where this is a Spider-Man from an alternate reality who comes to this world. So hence the reason he comes different, he looks different. Oh, look at the black and blue lines changing according to the position of the suit. I like it. Now, okay, this might be a little bit of a. Now, we all can agree that this comic book suit looks incredible, amazing, spectacular. Okay, that's enough. Uh, I really wish that okay, I don't know if cell shading actually takes a lot more processing power than other thing, or I don't think it does because I just saw Transformers game which has a cell shaded art style and it was running on Xbox One. So I don't think it's that graphically intense. At least in my opinion. I'm not a game developer, but if an Xbox One can run it, so it shouldn't be graphically intense enough for uh, PS5 and X Series X. So I wish they create an entire now. As much as I love the development in graphical quality of everything in the recent games, I wish we would get a comic book style game. Like I wish that we would get a cell shaded style game. Look how good the suit looks. Now imagine if the entire city was cell shaded. I'm sure someone released a mod or something for this, but I'm playing on PlayStation and it would be wonderful if people can if Insomniac or some other studio would release a cell shaded version of a comic book game. I think it would be a breath of fresh air. It would look completely artistically beautiful. It would look different. It would have a different vibe. It would have that childlike wonder of watching those bold colors pop and coming into the video game format. I think that there was a recent game which is a demo called Superhero Simulator, which has that same kind of art style. So yeah, let's hope someday we actually get a cell-shaded Spider-Man game. Cell. Okay, Spider-Man 2099 white version. Normally, I like the alternate suits of other characters, but this it looks cool, but I think it's a little bit over designed. I like the color scheme of red, gray, and black. Sorry, yeah, red, gray, and white. So red, gray, and white. It looks cool, but there's something about I can't put my finger on it, but it looks more like a Power Ranger rather than Spider-Man. So if you like that kind of thing, yeah, go for it. It looks more like a. I think it's the. No, what? Not Spider-Man. It looks more like a Flash costume. Yes, it looks more like a Flash costume. Exactly. It looks. I like the suit a lot, but I don't know. I could never allow myself to use it in game because it was something. It's maybe it's the visor of the suit. It's a little bit more. Uh, the suit looks like a Flash suit Eobard Thawne would wear, and the eyes just looks like a droid's. I know this people might, there are few of you might actually love this suit, and for the, I'm glad there's a suit that you love. But I actually like the original black 2099 suit rather than this one. It looks cool, I'm not gonna lie, but it's just not for me. Okay. This is also another category of suits which fall into, yeah, I can totally build that suit at home. All it has is the Spider-Man mask. He has the web shooters, he has the t-shirt and jeans. I swing a lot in this suit just to capture some photos for myself because I imagine that Peter Parker has given his suit to the laundry and he has nothing to wear because he has to clean his suit as well. If you remember the opening segment of Spider-Man, this game, he's like, he smells his suit and he's like, ah, it stinks. He doesn't say it stinks, but it is actually reflected in his actions that he probably needs to wash it. So yeah, in my head, Spider-Man needs to wash his suit, so he uses this instead. Okay, so what would I rate this suit? This would also get an 8 out of 10 because I might see myself using in some missions, maybe in a side mission, maybe, but I don't know. I would probably use it in the regular story. So for that, I'd give this an 8 out of 10. So coming to the next suit, okay, Dark Oak suit. This is also one of my top 5 suits. This is called the anti-Orc suit. So in the beginning of the video, I was saying that there's another suit which kind of foreshadows the black and yellow suit. So this is the one. So this, I love the emblem on the suit. I love the glowing yellow things on the suit. Are there glowing yellow things on the suit? Yeah, the little bit of glowing yellow lines on the suit. I love the face. I love the mask. The eye shape kind of reminds me of Tobey Maguire's. The emblem reminds me of the latest Spider-Man, like the advanced suit. This looks completely streamlined. Like this could have been the Mark 6 or Mark 7 suit, but I'm glad they completely made it original suit for this and named it the Anti-Orc suit. So this suit is like a suit. Uh, this could be the Mark 5 version of Iron Man suit because it's slim. It has a lot of like. This definitely could be the Mark 5 version of the suit. This suit, Mark 5 version of Iron Man suit, because it has all of those panel details. Obviously, it doesn't come from a suitcase, but the panel lines kind of remind me of that. It has the flexible material for in the joints. It just looks really menacing, especially when you play this game, play this part of the mission at night on the building. Oh, and kudos to that mission, man. You actually play that mission on a building. Like you fight Doc Ock on a building in this position. And I'm glad they went with that artistic decision because it's Spider-Man, right? He can fight anywhere because he can stick to anywhere. So and Doc Ock has the tentacles which he can use those to climb anywhere. So I'm glad they took that route instead of just making them fight on the ground. Yes, they do fight on the ground as well, but there's a little bit of segment where you fight off on the side of a building. This suit is just iconic. I wish he uses this suit in the beginning of the game because it makes a lot more sense for him to have iron spiders on this suit Because in the Advanced Suit 2.0, I don't understand where the Iron Spider comes, the spider arms comes from. Now I understand it's a video game, but like for example, the weapons, the web shooters all come from his wrist web shooters. So where does the spider arm come from? I can understand it in a nanotech suit or a mechanical suit, but where does this come from? Where does those mechanical arm come from? So if this was actually in this suit, I would actually believe it. But okay, that's enough of that game. But for me, this suit is a 10 out of 10. It has an amazing impact on the story. It's not something you get out from side missions. It is used in the story. The design is amazing. The colors are good. It's different, yet it's completely Spider-Man. I love it. 10 out of 10. Okay, the black cat suit. So you get this suit after completing the black cat side mission. So I had no idea this was. Actually, I completely forgot that this suit was in the game until I played the game the first time. And this is like an alternate version of your Venom suit, if you will. The only I love it kind of like a if Black Widow actually made a suit for Spider-Man, I think this is what it would be. It is more like a stealth suit, and it makes sense because Black Cat is mostly a stealthy character. But I love the texture of the suit. I love the padding. I love the design. It's not too overly designed. It has a little bit of those Insomniac unnecessary lines. Okay, maybe they are padding, but since it is black and gray, it kind of blends in pretty well. The only thing, the only little nitpick I have with this is look at the spider emblem. Look how red and vibrant it is. Now that is not my complaint. Now just remember that. But look at the lens. The lens is a little bit dull than the spider emblem. I wish they made that red a little bit more bright on the lens because then he would look menacing. Imagine going up, meeting this guy, meeting Spider-Man with the red eyes in the alley when you're trying to mug someone. I wish we could see his eyes too, but you see his emblem, but his eyes from a distance are completely invisible. Unless you're playing closely to the monitor or the screen, they're hard to see. That is my only nitpick with this suit. Other than that, it's a really good suit. At least in stealth missions, it's when you play as stealth, it's wonderful. 9 out of 10. Especially the only reason I'm deducting 1 point is because of that lens. I wish the lens was a little bit more brighter so we could actually see that face a bit more properly. Okay, so this what is this suit? The resilient suit. I don't know if this is an original suit or a suit from the comics. I think it's a. I don't know. Maybe because I don't know the story behind it. Because I don't understand why the suit is metal. I don't know. It just looks this. You know what this? You know what this? The face mask reminds me of. It's that. I think it was the 90s or 80s or something. There was a Japanese Spider-Man cartoon, like Spider-Man, where he has a spider gauntlet, which gives him, where he transforms into it. The eyes kind of reminds me of that Spider-Man from Japanese show. I love the web pattern. I like the fact they made it white. I love the suit design. It is just those eyes, and the shade of. It has the same problem I have with the MCU Iron Spider suit. Is that it's too the the metallic sheen is same everywhere. I wish they use a different metallic sheen so that it would differentiate a lot better. I like the white spider emblem logo. I like the design. I think the more I use the suit, the more I like it. But it's just those eyes and the cutscenes, man. It's just it's the eyes are just a really big deal breaker for me. This kind of looks like a nanotech suit Tony would build because of this kind of looks like a nanotech Iron Man suit, to be fair, because he has that shoulder arms design kind of thing. The eyes are just not for me. It's a bit too distracting, and the metallic sheen is a bit too much. I would give this suit a 6 out of 10. Okay, Spider-Man UK suit. So this suit, uh, I'm not familiar with the comics of the suit. The eyes are not bad enough. The eyes are not bad enough. The eyes are not bad, but there's no spider logo on the front. I don't know. I feel like uh, we've gotten so used to superheroes having emblems on their chest. Yeah, he just feels naked without the spider emblem. At least in my opinion. I like the shade of blue, the bluish green which they had, but I wish there was a little bit of red in the hips, or at least in lower part. Yeah, I wish there was a little bit of red on the suit, at least in the hip area or somewhere on the legs to just distract from the greenish blue part. I would give this. I've never swung with this suit. I'm not. I like the idea of UK version of Spider-Man. Like, I imagine his quips would be, "Hello, Governor," or something like that. Yeah, that's my British impression. "Hello, Governor." It's not that good, I know. I don't know. It's 7 out of 10. Nothing against UK people, but 7 out of 10 for me. Yeah, there's no spider emblem. There's a little bit too much of greenish blue. A little bit of red in the waist area or the legs would have made this suit perfect. So coming to the next suit, Iron the Eichmann armor. So I think I'm not too familiar. I know a little bit about this. Is he's a Spider-Man where he doesn't have powers, I think. So he just builds a mechanical suit. I might be wrong, but that's what the story I remember it to be. He's a Spider-Man without powers, so he builds his own Spider-Man version of suit with synthetic spider sense. I think that is the reason he. So I think that is the reason he has his eyes on the back of his on the side of his head to help him analyze threat. I like the design of this suit. It's angular. It's bulky. I like this spider. I even like the spider design on the head. It kind of looks like an actual spider with those different eyes. The only major part which I don't like is yeah, the boots. The boots. Uh, I don't know. I feel like they're a little bit too bulky coming to the heels. I wish if the entire gauntlet, like entire shoes were bulky, I feel like it would uh, be much more aesthetically pleasing. But since it's slim and then it just suddenly bulks up, it just looks a little bit weird. I wish the thrusters were on the back of his foot. It's a cool design. I would give this suit a 9. I like the design. I like the colors, the red. This is what I mean. So this is what I mean when I say there should be a separation of sheen quality. So like the red is a little bit more reflective. The blue is a little bit more less reflective. So it kind of gives you the contrast between the red and blue parts. This is what I feel like the other techno shoots should have. Spider Clan suit. So this is, I think, from a manga series. It looks cool. Okay, I'm a big fan of cell shaded art styles, and this looks cool as an art style, but I would probably. It doesn't fit this game, unfortunately. But you know where it would actually fit? When we actually get a cell shaded Spider Man game or cell shaded comic book game. Come on, it's time we get one. I think the graphical quality of consoles and PCs have gone far enough where we can pull out a cell shaded look. I mean, if Transformer game can do it in the 360 and Xbox generation, we can definitely do it right now. The proportions are, yeah, he's a manga character. His proportions are a bit off. I don't mind. It's just that when you have the classic Spider-Man suit, I feel if I have to use a cell shaded suit, I would probably use that rather than this. So for that reason, I'd give this a 7. Iron Spider suit. Now, this is a classic suit. This suit was actually built by uh, Tony Stark for Peter Parker. I'm not sure of the context of where, in which uh, comic book storyline he builds it, but I like this suit a lot. The red and gold has the same little bit. They are a little bit too close to Sheen, but I don't think. But still, there's a little bit of separation in them where you can just. There's a slight contrast between them where I don't have much problem with it. I actually like this design much more better than the Spider-Man 2 version because the Spider-Man 2 version of the suit is actually a lot more reflective. The red parts are a lot more reflective, which I don't understand. I feel like look at here. The gold parts are notably more shinier than the red part. Or maybe it's just the colors they're doing it, but I like the contrast. It just melts perfectly. But in the Spider-Man 2 version, both of them are highly reflective. Like the only way you can get a less reflective version of the Iron Spider suit is by switching to the black and gold suit, which I don't mind, but out of the two games, this is my favorite iteration of the Iron Spider suit. Oh, another cool detail. I think if you use the suit powers, you get the Iron Spider version of it. Let me check. Yep, he gets the Iron Spider version of it. Come on. I like the concept of suit powers in this game, suit powers and suit mods, because that's what Spider-Man originally was. He was a crafty person. He would find a way to build things to defeat his enemies. And I think that's why this is the perfect Spider-Man game for me. Yes, you don't actually need to use those suit mods and suit things, but they are there if you want to use it, and it makes you feel a little bit more like the Spider-Man, like a superhero, because you can mix and match. You can have a different play styles based on what mods you have, what suit powers you have. So yeah, I've told this before. This is my favorite Spider-Man game. I like it a lot more than Spider-Man 2 for those reasons. So coming to our next suit, Iron Spider Mark 1. So for this haven't read the comics, but the first time I saw this was in this 1995 Spider-Man series, cartoon series with the bulky Spider-Man. At the end of the series, I think there was a spiderverse event, and you see one of the characters, the other Spider-Man character, wear this suit. This, so like before, this is what the Mark 1. This is actually like the Mark 2 version of Iron Man suit for Spider-Man, but it's just named Mark 1 because it's a lot less bulky. It looks cool, but I actually used this suit while playing against Hammerhead. because I feel like those heavy plated steel gave me more defense. So I think that's what suits need to have. I wish every suit, or at least some suits in this game, had a story purpose. Now I know the advanced suit has it, the black cat suit has it, and the anti-ox suit has it. But I wish there was a little bit more suits. Like this could have been a perfect suit for the fight against Hammerhead, because this would have given. So the story could have been that, yeah, I'm fighting against the Hammerhead. How will I get a little bit more extra protection? He has a hammer head, so I guess I'll have to make a hammer suit. So he goes to Justin Hammer. Okay, he's not going to go to Justin Hammer, but he makes a suit out of the same material. At least he makes a suit out of a strong iron composite steel something material to give him a little bit more defense against Hammerhead. So, the Scarlet Spider suit. So I think this was also used by Ben Riley after he used that first suit. I'm not sure if I think this was the second suit Ben Riley used. Again, for the comic thing, it looks good, but it's just that it's too much. I think this has the same problem that the Spider-Man UK suit has, is that there's no separation between. It's too much of the same color from the chest area to the bottom of the feet. I wish there was some panels in the thigh area or the waist area to separate. I know it's not comic, it won't be comic accurate then, but it's too much a little for me. And also, uh, uh, if you're gonna add so much red anyway, there was probably no need for the segmented parts. I understand, like this could have been a logic that these are the parts where to give him more mobility. I get it, but or maybe they could have made these lines a little bit more black. This lines in this waist area, sorry, in this hip area, they could have made them a little bit more black, a little bit more dark, or a different shade of red, a little bit more a darker shade to take off the edge of the red color. I like this. Also, the same problem I have with the black cat suit is the eyes. I wish the eyes were a little bit more brighter shade of red. I mean, he looks menacing. He in this suit he looks vastly more angrier. Wait, am I seeing his eyes, or is just a reflection on? I think it's just a reflection. It's not his eyes. Okay. Yeah. So I'd give this suit. I have to give this suit a 7. Okay, coming to Cyborg Spider-Man. I think this was I am not sure about the comics, but from what I heard is this is from a dystopian version of Spider-Man. I like this robotic spider arm. I like the eye patch which he has. I like the bandana. My only thing is I wish they went a little bit more crazy with it. Like what I mean is, you went so much on the upper part with the eye implant. I think it's just probably just a tactical edge, just a device to give him a tactical edge. The robotic spider arm, the Winter Soldier arm. I wish they give him like he has those stitched together suit to show that he's probably doesn't have enough access resources to craft another suit. I love the belt. I wish they had added something to his legs as well. That's the only thing. I wish they added something to his leg as well, because you can see a lot going on up here on the top part of the suit, but on the bottom part it's just nothing. Now I know this might be comic accurate, but this is a little bit of they could have added, since this was the Insomniac version or reimagination of it. I wish they added a little bit of that. It would have been nice. I don't swing much with this suit because it's a little bit, it doesn't fit the story. I'd still give the suit an 8 out of 10. Into the Spiderverse suit. Now, this red and purple suit kind of reminds me of Tobey Maguire's suit, but you know what? This is a 3D-ish kind of. I don't know what it's called. Is it a cell shaded look? Is it a 3D-ish look? I don't know what it's called, or the cartoonish look. But I already have the comic book version of Spider-Man, so I don't feel the need to use this. It looks cool. It looks different, but we already have the comic book version of the suit. Now, some people might like it, but it's just not for me. I still give the suit a solid 8 out of 10 for the design, though. Okay, 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. Do I have to say anything more? This is the suit which brought the mainstream audience into the Spider-Man movies. This is the suit which we all fell in love with as kids. The red and purple suit, not blue suit, red and purple suit, and the white web patterns. I always wondered why do they make the web patterns black, because spider webs are usually in the whitish gray color, and the face sculpt, the face shape, the proportions of this suit, of the build, it's perfect. It's a 10 out of 10. So there's nothing more I can say. And if you say anything different, I guess that's fine. Like, it's your opinion. You can have your opinion. But for me, this is a 10 out of 10 suit. Nothing else to say. Okay, the bombastic Bagman suit. So what I remember was Spider-Man, after a little bit of context for this. So this is actually a Fantastic Four suit. You can actually see the emblem of Fantastic Four here. So the storyline goes, as far as my memory serves, is Spider-Man, after a fight, finds that his suit is damaged. So he goes to the Baxter building, which is the headquarters for Fantastic Four. And if you don't know, Johnny Storm, like the one which you saw in Deadpool and Wolverine movie, in which Chris Evans reprised his role, that Johnny Storm and Peter Parker are actually really good friends in the comics. They actually have a friendly rivalry. They play pranks on each other. They basically like brothers. They basically spend time pranking each other. They're like brothers. Johnny Storm and Peter Parker are like brothers in the comics, at least in some version of the comics. So when he comes, since Fantastic Four, none of the members have a mask. So when Peter asks for a mask, he's like, you know what? Take this. So he just puts a bag on his head and with eyes sharpied on them. The only thing missing, I saw one of the other review pointed out, was that there's no kick me sign. I wish they added that as well. I like the scheme. I like the color scheme, and I'm so happy that we actually got the new red and the new blue suit in Spider-Man 2, which kind of looks like a Fantastic Four suit. I really like that suit, even though it doesn't have any web pattern. Even though the spider emblem is not the emblem is not Fantastic Four in that game. It is a Spider-Man logo, but I just like the color scheme of black and blue. I just like it so much. But the bag is too goofy. I can't use this in gameplay or during fight scenes because it's too goofy. I like the suit, but the implementation, like the way it fits, the fact that they went all out for this game to give us a wacky suits from the funny moments in comics as well, that deserves some points. But it's not something I would use. The only reason I'm deducting points for this is that I cannot use it anywhere. I can't find a scenario where I can use it. Even swinging with this just feels a little bit off, at least from the back. I have to give the suit a 9. This is a 9 suit for me. Future Foundation suit. I'm not that versed with the Future Foundation series, but for me, this is in my head canon. This has to be the anti-venom suit. Now I know most people will say, no, this is not the anti-venom suit. This is the Future Foundation suit. For me, this is the anti-venom suit in this game. I get it. This is the Future Foundation suit for all of you and in the comics, but for me, at least in this game, this is the anti-venom suit. This was actually my contender to go into the top 5, but I was like, a little bit more. There were some other suits I had to pick. I like the contrast between black and white. I love the lens. I liked the lens a lot. At first, I didn't. I just thought they were too buggy looking. Like they protruding. You know what I'm trying to say. They were a bit dome shit. They protrude a bit out. I cannot say that word for some reason, but it grew on me. I like this suit a lot. This is also a 10 out of 10 suit for me. Okay, this is the armored advanced suit. So this is you cannot get this suit in the Spider-Man PS4 version. You can only get it in the remastered version. And when I first saw it in the trailer, I was like, oh man, this is so cool. So he has a little bit more of carbon fiber everywhere to give him more protection, but I don't know, it just looks off. Looks like he's wearing hockey pads. I don't know, it looks like a hockey suit for me. I can't place my finger why. And since this is an advanced suit, I thought his eyes would emote, but unfortunately his eyes do not emote. And that is a deal breaker for me. Okay, I like the fact that they used red instead of black for his eye thing, but I don't know. Something. It's a 6 out of 10 suit for me. It's just not as amazing as for me as I thought it would be. I think the disappointment deducts a little bit extra point. That's the reason I'm giving it 6. Because when I first saw, I was so happy, but then once you play with it, it's like, nah, it's not that good. 6 out of 10 for me. I really wished I liked this suit though. Okay, right. So this is this. So for those of you who don't know the history of a little bit of Power Rangers, Power Rangers were actually a Japanese show. So they weren't an American show. They were actually a Japanese show. I think they were called Kamen Rider or Kazaku Rider or something. So this is kind of their take. I'm not sure if this was a version which was there in the comics or in that series, but this is another cel-shaded suit. But like I like the design, but I wish they went with a more non-cel-shaded look for it, because we already have a cel-shaded suit, and for me it's always going to be the comic Spider-Man suit. So if this was a normal suit, I think I would like it a little bit more. Let's take a closer look. The design is absolutely cool, man. You know what he reminds me of? He doesn't remind me of a Power Ranger. He reminds me of Ultraman. If you haven't watched Ultraman, it's like a guy who befriends an alien, and they're giant kaijus attacking the city. So he grows into a giant man, and he has that. It's an Ultraman series. Google it, you'll find out. He looks like an Ultraman for me. I wish they made the suit a non-cel shaded version, man. That's it. I would give this suit a 7. 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. I like this suit a lot. This is also one of my top 5 suits. I love the color of blue. I love the red. I love the basketballs, weird basketball textured pattern on this suit. Look at this. Look at the basketball textured pattern on this suit. I love the weird yellow eyes. I love the segmented Spider-Man thing. Oh, look at the giant spider logo. It's like a tribute to Tobey Maguire's suit. The shade of blue, and that little bit of okay. I don't know. I like the suit a lot. I know some people, The Amazing Spider-Man was not one of their favorite movies, but I actually liked it a lot because in that I feel the physique of Andrew Garfield perfectly fits Spider-Man, his height, his demeanor, fits Spider-Man a lot more. And also, this is the only version of Spider-Man you see in the movies who does a lot of tricks. Like Toby swings a lot. We don't see much of what do you call it? Tom Holland swinging that many times. But Andrew Garfield, he actually used to do tricks on his skateboard in the movies. So we see him do a lot of tricks on in air. So I think it's pretty interesting. I was disappointed that people didn't like it, but I'm glad he got to shine on the No Way Home series, No Way Home movie. This is a 10 out of 10 suit for me. Okay, the stealth suit. Oh, I think this was a spider monkey suit. Uh, I never liked the spider monkey suit because I felt like it was just a what do you call it? Reimagining of Noir suit, but he didn't need to. I mean, uh, Nick Fury could have easily flown him his own suit from New York instead of sending someone to make a suit for him there. I just I'm not a big fan of this suit. Six. I like the fact that his eyes are white, gives him a little bit more contrast, but uh, it makes you look more like Shield agent rather than Spider-Man. And there's no Shield logo as well. At least I think there isn't one. No, there isn't one. 6 out of 10 for me. So this is the upgraded suit. What do I say? I'm not a big fan of this suit. I don't know why. It's just that I feel that there's no. He doesn't have the gauntlets, and I feel his boots are a little bit too long. Okay, I don't know what it is. It's hard to pinpoint out exactly what I don't like in the suit. It should work. It's reddish pink color. It's black. It's that white emblem logo. It should work, but I don't know. Even in the movie, I was like, I don't know. I just didn't like. He already had so many suits. It looks cool. I'm not gonna lie, but uh, I can't. I don't play much with this suit. I wish I could know. I wish I tried a lot to like this suit, but for me, this is just a 7 out of 10 suit. Maybe it's the version of yes, the version of red they use. It's a little bit too pink for me or too magenta for me. Yeah. So coming to the hybrid suit. So this actually I like a little bit more. I like it a lot more in this game rather than in Spider-Man 2 because it's such a cool thing. I think he gets it from Doc Ock, where he gives him back his Spider-Man thing, nano suit. I think it's been 2 years. I watched. I don't remember all the scenes from the movie. I think the red, black, and gold fits him a lot more. It's basically the suit which I talked about previously, but with the giant golden logo. I think design element to it, it just fits him a lot better. For me, slightly higher rating of 8 out of 10. I still didn't use the suit much, but it's an 8 out of 10. Okay, the black and gold suit. I don't use this suit at all. Like, I'm glad they added the MCU suit. I think Insomniac had to add it because Marvel, it's a Marvel game, and Sony Studios. So they're not Sony Studios, but since it's a Marvel game, I think they were contractually obligated to add all of these suits. I never understood the reason for Peter wearing this suit. It's like to hide his identity. I heard someone say to hide his identity because his suit got ruined. Just clean the suit, Peter. And there was no need for you to use to inverse it completely and spoil. Why would you want to inverse your tech suit and spoil it by what if debris gets collected on the suit? What if you damage the circuitry on the suit? Why would you want to do that? There's a reason that the circuitry, everything is on the inside of every suit rather than the outside. I like the cool addition of Doctor Strange's gauntlet. I wish it glowed green. I don't see myself using it that much. I just don't. It's a cool concept, uh, but I wish there was a little bit more of a green or orange colors which Doctor Strange's magic has, at least in the gauntlet part. But the gauntlet is just dead. It doesn't have to be completely glowing circles around. Just a little bit of a touch of color would have been nice. I don't know, man. I'm not a big fan of this suit. So, this for me is another 5 out of 10 suit. I know some people might like it, and if you like it, it's for you. Wonderful. You have a suit that you can like, you have a suit that you can play. But for me, this is a 5 out of 10 suit, unfortunately. So, I think that's it. That's me ranking all the suits. I hope you guys, if you agree, wonderful. If you don't agree, that is also fine. Remember this: play games just for yourself. Do not play for other people. Play a game because you like it, right? Play for yourself. Play because it's fun. Play because you get immersed into it. That's it. That's the whole point of you buying a game. So if you like something, even if other people don't like it, it's fine, completely fine. Just enjoy your game. Just live in your world while you're playing the game and completely enjoy it. I think that's what is being slowly being going away in gamers these days. Like they look for outer validation way too much. It's good. It's okay to seek validation, but don't completely depend on it. If you like a game, no matter how the review score goes, no matter what it goes, if you like it, play it. If you like something in the game, play it, use it. It's fine. It's completely fine. Now, in an online environment, yes, it might be a little bit of cheating, but if you're playing an offline game, play as any way you want to play. So that's it. Uh, enjoy the rest of the day. Thank you.